Themselves, Rio. Look, you've played in enough games like this. You know that you have to keep your concentration, not for 45 minutes, but for the full 90 minutes, and that's what cost Arsenal in that second half.
Yeah, concentration we mentioned at half-time, discipline we mentioned at half-time, and when they came outside they had neither of those. But are you surprised? Am I surprised? Are we surprised in here, this Arsenal team? This is what I've come to expect of Arsenal. You get them one half and you think, wow, they lull you back in again, and you think, yeah, this is Arsenal I was thinking about. They got the bit of discipline back, come out second half, and they prove you right again. And they don't produce, they don't come up with the goods. A huge game here. Derby time to get within touching distance of Spurs, and they disappoint.
OK, well, as you saw there as well on the mini-table, it means that Tottenham are up to third. For Arsenal, they could be 8 points adrift of the top four by Monday night. Just to let you know, Dagenham and Redbridge are being told a shot comes your way from the Vanarama at 5 o'clock today. We've also got the leaders in the Bundesliga. We've also got some live cricket from the West Indies for you as well. And tonight from 1 o'clock in the morning, we've got some live UFC action. Romero up against Rockhold in that battle. But following us at 2:45 here, all of the action from the day's football and BT Sports score. Matt Smith is standing by with the team.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Harry.
32nd goal of the season, and Arsenal were warned. They were warned in the first half, didn't heed the warning, and he gets the winner.
I think everybody's been warned for a few years, to be honest with you, Jake. You know exactly what he's going to bring to the table. His movement is second to none. He's always getting himself in between centre-halves, and nobody really wants to take responsibility and actually get hold of Harry Kane. Go like body to body. Don't allow him to get that space. I think Ozil's decision here isn't the right one. To go inside there, he should be staying with Ben Davies, or at least occupying that space, because it gives Davies the time to get his head up, pick out Harry Kane. But saying all of that, that's one of the best headers you're likely to see this season. Just that whole kind of, that's Ozil getting into the wrong position, and this is Davies in the space I'm talking about. But when you can pick your head up and you've got Harry Kane running at you, I mean, Martin and Rio might want to tear Koscielny apart. Well, I think that's a really difficult situation he's got himself into, and Harry Kane is just phenomenal in that space.
If you look at that slot there and you see, when you show your opponent your number and your name, you're in big trouble, and that can be defended much better. We talked, didn't we, about half-time, making sure that he doesn't get another opportunity from there. Well, that's body shape. That's about contact in the box, marking in the box. If it's done well there and efficiently enough, Harry Kane does not score, and he was the difference in the end.
The hardest thing for a defender there, when there's time on the ball at this level, the hardest thing for a defender in the box there is to defend the centre forward. But the only way you can do that is if you forget about the ball and touch your man. If Koscielny then goes first of all and says, where is Harry Kane, gets hold of him, he doesn't lose him, he doesn't show him his number.
Right. So does he do anything wrong there, Koscielny?
Yeah, his whole body position, he's facing the ball and he can't see Harry Kane, so he's in the wrong straight away, so he doesn't know where Harry Kane's going to run across him or behind him. So, but if he turns his body and actually touches him and sees where he is, it's too late there. Right. He tries to jump, Harry Kane's up a second before him, there's no way he can even get up and defend it.
I'd be obsessed with Harry Kane if I was out there today, making sure, bumping him, that he doesn't get a run at the ball, and because he's the difference between the two teams today. You cannot allow him to go and do that. And Arsenal there,
I felt like they did that though, Martin.
First half they done it.
Mustafi was hitting him, Koscielny was hitting him. It doesn't knock him off his game.
But at the start of the second half, it changed big time. And I said during the game to Rio, look, if we were out there together today, I'd be saying, forget about the pressure on the ball. We've got to pick up in the box. We've got to be the one that rescue the team here today. Just the same as a goalkeeper makes a save.
I think it's more of a collective issue. I think them having so much time on the ball is an issue. It is an issue, and it makes your two's job an absolute nightmare.
It does, and that's why they can look individually bad players. But I believe they can do better. If he sorts his feet out better and his body shape's better, he deals with that.
I think it's a catalogue of errors within that whole.
But at half-time, we were talking about Arsenal, talking about how well they were defending, how well organised they looked.
Well, there was a better shape. They were more compact. It was the distances between the line. But, when the ball comes into the box, there's not enough pressure on the ball, and that happens. But, this is the build-up here. And you look at this and Ozil, why is he getting attracted to the ball? He just leaves Davies with so much space. Now, at this point, if I'm in the box, I'm thinking, OK, danger. The danger button, I've got to get tight to him, and it starts much earlier than when Koscielny decides to engage him. And this is another one here. It goes over the top of Koscielny.
But you see here, look at the midfield. There's Jack Wilshere out there, El Nani's out there. The first half, that wouldn't have happened. The organisation and discipline of this midfield in the second half was an absolute contrast, black and white.
Was it the midfield or was it the whole team?
The whole team, but the midfield in front. Where's the protection? Where's the players tracking the people coming into the box there? In the first half, Arsenal dropped back into blocks and they got set. Here, Jack Wilshere dragged that there, El Nani dragged that there. As a centre-half, defenders, you've got to be saying to them, listen, leave that for the full-backs
Yeah.
I'll come over and help him, but you guys, centre of goal, the centre of the goal, the centre of the box is where goals invariably are scored.
It's a team organisation, but at some point there needs to be an instinct, as much as there is from Harry Kane, from the defender to say, do you know what, I'm going to go and look for Harry Kane. 3 chances, 3 times he's on his own in the box, go and find him and park yourself on
And
him.
that takes us back to the transfer window.
Well, have they got the right personnel in there?
Not buying the defender, and if you were with us earlier, you would have asked Wenger tell us that they didn't have the money left to go and buy Johnny Evans, having done the deals they'd already done. I suppose one of the other issues for Arsenal was that they didn't react when Tottenham started getting these chances, and it was chance after chance for Spurs. And without Petr Cech in goal, you could say it could have been 4 or 5.
Should have easily been 4 or 5. Petr Cech, although he made 1 or 2 mistakes himself, he was pivotal to even keeping Arsenal within a chance of getting back into this game. But
There was some great link-up play, wasn't there, with all this? And Harry Kane again was instrumental. The better finishing there would have been a much more emphatic win. And I mean, look at that for a chest control there. So much vision, intelligence, running off the ball. It was all the good stuff today came from Tottenham.
Well, what I liked about Tottenham today is they look like a team who believe that they're better than Arsenal, who believe that when they play against a team in the top 4 or 5, we are better than you. And that's been a difference in the last few years. I think this team now are getting confidence week in, week out when they play against the teams, big games, live on TV at BT. They are saying we are the team to beat. And that confidence and that mind shift is a huge thing that Pochettino is instilling
they're
in
on
his
3
team.
good shows now, aren't they?
Yeah,
on telly.
back to back.
The will to see what they're about in the Premier League and sitting good now in the Premier League.
And big wins here, the likes of Dortmund, Real Madrid, Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal. But for all of that, it could have been very different in injury time if Arsenal had a striker who'd come on who was full of confidence. And I think maybe we learned a lot about the mentality of Lacazette.
Well, he hasn't scored now in, I think, 13 games. And you look at that, I mean, he paid £45 million for this guy, and he's seriously been affected by Aubameyang's purchase in the transfer window because he's completely out of sorts. He hasn't really got the confidence. This is a great run, by the way. How he gets in here, tremendous pace, just hit the target, and he levels it.
Is this a guy who's struggling because he scored 1 in 13, or is this a guy who's struggling because he's seen Aubameyang come in the transfer window and he's questioning his own future now?
I think it's both, and I think that's the risk that you do take when you sign someone for big money in the summer. Then you go in again in the next window with a big striker like Aubameyang. But we said it before on Facebook Live. It's down to Lacazette to say, I'm here to fight. I think you've got to play me and Aubameyang, or I'm going to be in there somehow. I don't care about Aubameyang, but I'm going to be here because I'm worth my weight in gold. He scored goals in France. He is a good finisher, but don't care who you are, what level you're at, confidence come out of your game, you ain't the same player.
In fairness, we're talking about kind of him lacking confidence, and you talk about his goal ratio, fair enough. I mean, he's come on today for the best part of, 8 to 10 minutes in this game. I think he did more than Aubameyang throughout the whole period of the game. He's made runs, he's created opportunities, albeit he's missed at the big moment. The big moment, he wasn't there to put it in the back of the net. Now, that's not to say he's the wrong option or he's the wrong choice.
No,
it's just,
Aubameyang did nothing in the game.
No, he didn't.
We build
That's
him.
my point.
And if you look at it now, the Europa League is the only way that Arsenal now are going to achieve anything in this season. And it's going to be a long season. And they're going to have to do it the same way that Manchester United did to try and get into the Champions League. And that's the route they're going to have to take. And Wenger's got to find his best 11, his best shape. And who is that? It's very difficult at the moment to pick that best 11.
I'm interested in what this Arsenal performance tells you about their mentality and about the quality of the squad that Arsene Wenger's got under him at the moment.
It confirms what we all knew before. Inconsistencies and lacking balance within this team. I think we spoke about the transfer window. They had to get a defender in because it's the same old story. I feel like a broken record when I come on here and speak about Arsenal. Lacking concentration, lacking leadership in defence in the central area of the field. They're lacking someone to actually govern that pitch and say to them, "Oi, you stay where you are because you're going to protect us and stop teams getting through us easily." Far too many times they got through the Spurs team got through them, and that's not. You can't just put that down to formations and systems. There's got to be players on there that take responsibility and take pride in keeping clean sheets and being disciplined concentration performances. They haven't got that. So when Wenger goes into the transfer window and buys attacking players, everyone gets up and thinks. Even Martin was doing cartwheels before the game, but the same old problems comes.
Well, Spurs were just too good in every single department. And there's no doubt about that today. Offensively, it would disappoint Wenger.
OK, well, let's get some Spurs reaction then. Maurizio Pochettino is with Des winner today.
Yeah, we did. And look, it's been an amazing 10 days for Maurizio and the team and the players. the level of results against the teams that they've been playing against will give them all the confidence that they need moving forward. And now another huge fixture on Tuesday against Juve.
Just that little matter of Juve in the Champions League. Gents, thank you very much for your company. You can now get back to being a Bond villain, Martin. I love the out of it, actually. I like a roll neck. Enjoyed that today, really enjoyed it. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the coverage as well. But the day has only just begun here on BT Sport. We've got live football for you from 5 o'clock. But right now, if you haven't given it a go before, trust me, stick around for BT Sport Score. It's a cracking watch, and it's all in the hands of the excellent Matt Smith. All yours, Matt.